afternoon on your side. Thank you for joining Amechi. Welcome wherever you're coming from. Please share the broadcast. Chidi Njoko, thank you so much for joining, Chidi. Thank you so much for joining, Chidi. Please share the broadcast on your platform. Share it on your WhatsApp group. Share to family and friends. Share the program to anybody that is close to you. Share it so that they can join us and spread the news.
Not to come to pass, that heaven and earth will cease to exist. You opened your mouth to bless mankind to the coming of Yahweh Yeshua, who came here and said, let your kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven. Those words can never be in vain because they are anchored upon your holiness and your magnificence. That is why in the end we know that Biafra will come, that these children that we have given birth to all over the world, and their children, and their children, and their children, as long as they give birth to them and they are Biafrans, they will worship you in truth and honesty. Through this very work we are doing, mankind will come to understand you. Let your miracle be wrought in our lives. Let us witness and behold your magnificence, your holiness, your mystery, and your grace under our command. O Lord of hosts, we call upon you. We call upon you to heal. We call upon you to provide succor to those of them who are inconsolable. We ask you to come and strengthen those who are weak. We ask you to restore hope where there is hopelessness. We ask you for inclusion where there is destitution. We ask you for one brotherhood, one camaraderie, one bone, one blood, and one flesh of your children. The Efiks and the Bibios, the Izon, the Shekiri, the Isobos, and also those of them from Isobo. We are traveling all the way to the lands of Igala. We are moving on from there to Idoma, to Igede, to the territories of the Igbo land. All these places we dedicate unto thee. All these lands of yours, we ask you to cover it with your mercy. Because Biafra will come, and when it does, we will dance on the streets. I'm telling you, by the time that we are done, humanity will think that we are mad, we are drunk in your glory, and rightfully so, because your kingdom will come to rest upon this very earth. That very kingdom is the unadulterated, non-negotiable sovereignty of the Republic of Biafra, that your will may be fulfilled in our time. All this we pray, all this we ask for, in no other name apart from that name that belongs to you. I had in Sosine Bigebi. He said,
Welcome, fellow Biafrans. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Accept my greeting according to your time zone, wherever you are connecting to this program from. Any place you are joining me from on the planet Earth, I appreciate you and I welcome you on this program. More especially those that are connecting to us from Biafra land. I say, may Chukwu Okike Abiyama continue to guide and protect every single one of you that is connected from Biafra land. May Chukwu Okike Abiyama continue to strengthen you, continue to empower you, and continue to keep you safe. I welcome my beloved brother Amechi. Thank you so much for joining, Amechi Jonas. Chidi Njoko, thank you so much for joining, Chidi Njoko. I appreciate you. Amobi Simon, I appreciate you so much for joining, Amobi Simon. Thank you so much for joining. Williams, Ivana Williams, Williams. Thank you so much for joining, Williams. I appreciate you. Thank you for joining, Williams. I appreciate everyone that have connected to this program. Those that are writing, those that are not commenting, Those that are watching on the background, please, I beg you in the name of Chukwu Okike Abiyama, as you join the program, kindly like and share the program on your platform. Share the program to any WhatsApp group you can lay your hand on. Kindly share the program. And as you share, you like, we are still on the radical evangelism. And as I have always told you, you have a role to play on this radical evangelism. You have a role to play. Every one of us have a role to play. Let us take this gospel to the highest level. If you are joining us for the very first time, I want you to know that this very platform where you are watching right now is an autopiloted platform. Autopiloted in the hand of Chukwu Okike Abiyama, under the Biafra Republic government in exile, guided by our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, and under the supreme leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is where I stand. Speaking the truth always, setting the record straight, encouraging the Biafran people, putting the Biafran people together to know where to go and how to move forward. Bringing every necessary information to Biafran people. Tearing apart every lies against the Biafran people, every propaganda against our Prime Minister, every propaganda against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, every falsehood against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We come on this platform and we tear them into pieces. In this platform, we do not encourage any form of hatred. We do not encourage violence. We do not encourage anything that is not right in this very platform. We are not looking for trouble. Neither are we calling for war. We are calling for the self-determination of the Biafra people. And for the fact that we are standing our ground on legitimate path, it doesn't mean that we will allow our life to be taken. We are taking responsibility of the defense of our land to defend ourselves. Self-defense is a right of every human being living on the planet Earth. Whatever you see the Biafran agitators do, whatever you see the Biafra Republic government in exile support, whatever you see our Prime Minister Mazi doing, is in the act of self-defense. We are defending ourselves, protecting ourselves from those who want to destroy our lives. And we will continue to do so. We will continue to do so until Biafra comes. And after Biafra have come, we will continue to defend our territory and borders. That's to show you that whatever we are doing today, we are not doing that of wickedness. We are not doing it to hurt anybody. We are not doing it to create chaos. We are not doing it to create problem. We are doing it to secure an environment where people can live as a human and think like human. Everyone that is watching this platform, you have to know that today is the third day of sit at home. Today is the third day of making our voice heard all over the world. Today is the third day that we have all agreed that we are going to speak from the angle of strength, no longer from the angle of weakness. Today is the third day. A day that all the Biafran people, legitimate Biafran people, people who are sincere and yearning for their freedom, they have come together unanimously and said that they are going to observe 1 week lockdown on Biafra land to air their opinion. It is not a violent move. Civil disobedience is the most civil, and the most peaceful means of airing your opinion in a government. Civil disobedience. That is what we have chosen. To show you how peaceful the Biafran people are, we decided to take that part of peaceful aspect, civil disobedience. And in that civil disobedience, we are telling our people to sit at home. We are not telling anybody to go out and protest. We are not telling anybody to go and engage in any fight. Go and talk to anybody, go and fight anybody. No. We are saying, sit in your home, meditate over the situation, and let the world hear our plight. More especially, because of the intimidation of our supreme leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Because of the attack on our supreme leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Because of all the attack, all the challenges they are throwing at our supreme leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Excuse me. When we see everything happening around Mazi Nnamdi, we have no choice than to come together and agree. Since we have nobody speaking for us, no man, no woman, no government anywhere is speaking on our behalf. On our own, we, the ordinary people, have come together and say that enough is enough. We cannot fold our hands and watch our life being taken away. That is why the Biafran people came together and chose civil disobedience, which is the sit at home. And they told our Prime Minister to speak on their behalf. And the Prime Minister announced it, that we are going to engage in 1 week sit at home. Today is the third day. Biafran people are engaging in what they have agreed on. And we are going to continue until the end of it. Wherever you are, do not allow anybody to blackmail you. In yesterday's program, I told you that they're going to blackmail us. I told you in yesterday's program, on the second day, that you will see blackmail, you will see attacks, you will see intimidation, you will see falsehood, lies, right, left, and center, just to paint us evil. They will throw everything at us to make sure that we stop requesting for that thing that is right. I said it earlier on. And every one of you watching that knows what Nigeria is made up of, you know what they can do. Whatever we are saying today is based on what they have done in the past and continue to do. On several occasions, we have seen them blackmail every group that come out to request for their right. It doesn't matter the group they are. It doesn't matter if you are requesting for a right inside their so-called government. It doesn't matter if it is in the north, in the south, in the west, in anywhere. Each time you come out to make an opinion, they come after you and they unleash mayhem on you. They blackmail you first of all. They blackmail you by making sure that they hijack whatever you are doing through their fraudulent means. They did it in NSAS. They have done it to El Zazaki group. They have done it to other group. And the case of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, it has been a reoccurrence at every time. Each time they push their blackmail, they have done it continuously. And finally, they have now dedicated the project to somebody. They gave somebody in Biafra land a contract to make sure they continue to demonize, they continue to destroy and hijack every single thing the Biafran agitators are doing. They chose two people. Number one person they chose was Asare Dokubo. Are you not surprised when you heard that late Muhammad Buhari, the arch enemy of Biafrans, was the one that gave Asare Dokubo contract? The same man he has been pretending of castigating. That will tell you the kind of people we're dealing with. The same man you saw Asare Dokubo every time shouting Buhari, Buhari, pretending to be fighting Buhari. All of a sudden, that same man you said you will never, there was a video where he said he would never ever have anything to do with Buhari. I'm going to search that video and bring it, where he said there's nothing on earth will make him have anything to do with Buhari. But all of a sudden, the same Buhari gave him a contract he took. And what was the contract? To destroy the life of the Biafran people. To make sure he continued to hijack everything the Biafrans are doing and turn it upside down. And he was doing that very contract. Until the kidnapper of Mazi Nnamdi, he came out openly. He couldn't hide anymore. Our Prime Minister of Biafran, with his exploit, he smoked him out. When he came out, he couldn't hide his shame anymore. He opened his mouth and began to confess that he has been the one. He has been the one acting, pretending to be ESN. The unknown government you have been hearing in Biafra land has been the people being sponsored, pushed out by Asare Dokubo. One of the people who have been participating in this evil is also from that same southeast. Today we have seen him coming out. He has been acting and working underground in the person of Ifan Yoba. Ifan Yoba has been working underground, holding his own people down, pushing lies and blackmail. The same thing he was doing when Mazi Nnamdi kind of caught him and warned him when he was going at the back, going to Asarok to seek favor, to blackmail, get money in the name of IPOB. claiming that he was having discussion with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu while he was working on the ground to destroy what we are doing. He began to run to the court that he's standing for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. In the court of Mazi Nnamdi, every day you see him because he was vying for governorship. And when he failed, he opened another chapter. And today, he cannot hide anymore. All of a sudden, finally, Ifan Yoba has finally come out openly to declare himself an enemy of Biafra with a militia group armed. And every one of them, the sit at, you see why we must not leave sit at home. We can never, ever, ever. This sit at home you are seeing have made a lot of revelation. The sit at home has made us to know the people that really want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu dead. This sit at home has made us to know the people who are sincerely and truly looking for freedom and those who doesn't want freedom. This very sit at home has made us know the capacity of people who are talking from the both sides of their mouth and what they stand for. The sit at home have made a lot of revelations for us. That is, today, there is no single enemy of Biafra that can hide. They cannot hide. They are being vomited out today. All thanks to this sit at home, under the supervision of our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Eba, the dragon. I can tell you again and again, this is a strong weapon that we must hold. This agreement that the Biafran people have reached within themselves, that they will continue to sit at home until our freedom Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is released. We will continue to hold it. And I tell you, when I told you about the blackmail yesterday you saw the blackmail. You saw blackmail that came out yesterday, claiming that it was Mazi Simon that came out and began to force people to go in, begin to attack people, destroy goods. All these are propagandas that we have seen in the past. We have seen a propaganda where even they were enforcing sit at home, where a policeman, even their own television, their own national TV caught it. Conventional media caught their own policeman where he was enforcing sit at home. Don't forget so easily. I want Biafrans to put their head together. Don't forget easily. And do not follow them to paint that wrong narrative. When you see something happen, don't say because. Don't say because, yes, this thing they're doing is going to favor you and you support that evil. Evil is evil. Something that is wrong is wrong. Do not support something wrong because simply you feel that it's going to support, is going to favor you. Anything you are not sure of, do not claim it. Whenever the Biafran Liberation Army will operate, whenever ESN is going to work, our Prime Minister of Biafra Republic of Nigeria will say it and we will hear it. Anything you didn't hear from him is a blackmail. Whatever operation you see anywhere, you see people shooting gun, tying their head, covering their eyes, wearing masks, doing all manner of things. As long as you did not hear the confirmation from our Prime Minister of Biafra Republic of Nigeria, that still doesn't exist. It's not the Biafran people. They are not with us. This was the same thing that happened while Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was around. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu made it clear, I have no control over the unknown gunmen. I don't know them. I don't speak with them. I don't know where they're coming from. But whatever they are pursuing, if they're going after the same enemy we are going after, we have no problem with them. They should go ahead. They are going to come with more blackmails. Don't say because of the blackmail you stop doing what you're doing. Do not be moved because of their blackmail. No matter the amount of blackmail they bring, do not be moved. Continue to remain consistent in that your request. Remember the word of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He told us that consistency is the key. And I can tell you, it is because his own disciple, Mazi Simon Eba the Dragon, obeyed that word of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and remained consistent in his request. Whenever he issues a statement, he remains on that statement. He never changes it. He never changes it. Every single, it doesn't matter you cooperate, you don't cooperate, you follow, you don't follow. Whatever statement he says, he follows it to the last. And in the same vein, we are going to follow our sit at home from the first day to the end. Today is the third day. And I bet you, at the end of it, you are going to see things happening. As you are seeing many states of Biafra land being revealed, the inauguration of our headquarters in the United Kingdom will be done. De facto government in Biafra land will be activated. You will see Biafrans take charge of their land. Today, what you are seeing is to make it clear to the whole world that the Biafran people are in charge of their territory. Is to make these people who are claiming to be your lawmakers, who are claiming to be politicians in Biafra land, this is to speak to them, to their ears. You know, they are deaf. They are deaf. They pretend that they are playing games as if they have muscles. That is why you see all of them getting mad. After the Biafran people have cast the vote of no confidence on them, they thought it was a joke. They thought they didn't get the message. And now we are sending the message directly to them through this sit at home. Every Biafran that is watching, mainly from Biafran land, if you want to be free, this is it. If you want to walk out of the zoo, this is it. Don't wait for Mazi Simon to come and beg you. Don't wait for the media to come and beg you. Don't wait for Mazi Nnamdi to cry out from detention. You have to grab this opportunity. Let us make that statement. Make it and make it strong. We have spoken from the angle of weakness for a very long time. For a very, very long time. What we see on the media are people coming to beg for the release of Mazi Nnamdi. We see people coming to protest for the release of Mazi Nnamdi. We see people coming to ask for clemency. We see people asking for pardon for a man that has not committed any crime. For God's sake, why are those people making Mazi Nnamdi guilty when he is not? Each time you come to beg, please release him. Please, I beg you. You are actually telling the world that Mazi Nnamdi is guilty. Each time you say pardon him, you are actually telling the world that Mazi Nnamdi is guilty. Even when you know that even the court of the enemy, the court that is being superheaded by the Asrog themselves with their own appointed judges, 3 unanimously say, let this man go, he is innocent. A court went ahead to say that no court in Nigeria has the right to prosecute him anymore because you cannot build legality in illegality. These issues has been coming again and again and again, and I don't know why it is difficult for people to understand it. The ones that call themselves lawmakers, that call themselves politicians, each time they come with their blackmail, their pretentious attitude, and their wickedness, and they begin to pretend not to know what to say, not to know what to do. They begin to pretend to be helpless. These are the people who are the chief security of their own state. When it comes to dealing with their own brothers, they know what to do. When it comes to attacking their own brothers, going against the ESN that was meant to protect the people, they know what to do. But when it comes to taking action to release Mazi Nnamdi, they feel helpless and they resort to begging. What did that tell you? That tells you that this is just a blackmail against us, and we cannot have it anymore. If we continue to beg and watch these criminals with their political solution, Mazi Nnamdi will never ever be released. That is why each time I come online, I remind you the word of our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon. He said, as long as Mazi Nnamdi was brought to Nigeria through extraordinary rendition, we have to do extraordinary things to release him. And one of the extraordinary things we have to do is this 1 week sit at home that we're doing. It is a peaceful one. It is not a violent move. A peaceful one that you have to sit in your home, cook your efe ogusu or ofen salad and eat with your family. Pray as much as you can. Pray for Mazi Nnamdi. Pray for your nation, Biafra, and let the world see your pain. People on their own go on dry fasting to pray for their problem. People on their own engage even 1 week fasting, 1 month fasting. Some people go up to 40 days fasting because of their problem. Why is it too much for you to observe only 1 week? 1 week sit at home. Does it mean that you don't know the weight of the problem you're having? Does it mean that the weight of the problem of Biafra, the rate of the people we are losing, the life we are losing in Biafra land they are not enough for you to engage in 1 week sit at home? People who have a problem will go and a pastor will tell them, you have to fast for 7 days, fast for 21 days, fast for 40 days, and they will go on dry fasting. Some will go on dry fasting for 7 days. Some will fast continuously for a year. Here is our problem that we have seen, that the whole world is saying. Everybody have seen that the Biafran people, we have a problem. We are not wanted in the Zolota Republic. Nobody is speaking for us. No voice. No international community anywhere is hearing us. And now we have decided that we have to take that. We have to take it to a different level by engaging in a sit at home. If it's a punishment, let us punish ourselves on that. While we pray and look towards Chukwu Kabema, while we alert every other person about our plight. Is it too much to ask? And you are looking at it as if it is something that cannot be done. I thank Chukwu Kabema that good number of Biafrans are sitting at home. Good number of Biafrans are locking down their home to make a strong statement. And I bet you, by the end of this very move, we are going home. No matter what the enemy does, no matter where they're coming from, no matter the strategy they bring, we are definitely going to defeat them. It doesn't matter the blackmail they bring against us to destroy what we're doing. I told you, sometimes when you fall the victim of that blackmail, I just wonder if you were born yesterday. So many of us in this struggle, so many of us are up to, at least if you're up to 20 years, you should be able to know the strategies of this very contraption. Let alone when you are up to 30 upwards. When you are 25, 30 upwards, nobody should explain to you the way the zoo operates and what is on the board today. They don't want the Biafran people in that territory. It is not, when we are asking for self-determination, when we are saying release our Supreme Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, it is because it is the right thing to do. We are not begging, neither are we forcing. It is the right thing to do. They said that he has to pass through the process of the court. That's what they say. He has passed through their own process of the court, legal means of the court, and the court said let him go. Why are you holding him? Why are you holding him? You open your mouth and you say you do not want us in the contraption called Nigeria, and we want to go. Why don't you give us a referendum to vote? Why? How is it a crime for somebody to have his independence? Something that the international community supports. African chartered law supports it. Nigerian law itself supports self-determination. So why have you made it a crime? Because the Biafran people are requesting for it. And we are not the first people that have asked for it. So why is it a crime? Why are you making it look as if we are saying something that have not been said before? Why? You see why every Biafran has to sit up. Every time they blackmail you and make you look as if you are committing a crime. No Biafran is committing any crime by asking self-determination. No Biafran is committing any crime by sitting at home, engaging in civil disobedience. It is the right thing to do, democratically, in a peaceful way. That is the right thing to do, and that is exactly what we are doing. This is a foundation laid by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and today, our Prime Minister of Biafra Republic of Nigeria, Mazi, is building on that foundation. Building on that foundation. So, do not allow anybody to blackmail you into believing that you are committing a crime. You are not committing any crime. The same way they blackmail Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the same way they blackmail our Prime Minister, they called him name, they called him terrorist, they made phone calls to his government, they made phone calls to embassies, they made phone calls to diplomats, they engaged the government of Finland against him. But at the end of the day, what did he see? At the end of the day, he won them at all. And finally, he was given the Global Peace Award. He won the Global Peace Award in the midst of all the blackmail and propaganda. That should tell you that you are not on the wrong path. That one alone should encourage you and make you to continue to do whatever you're doing and intensify it, increase it. Increase it. Don't allow anybody to make it look as if you are committing any crime. They will make it as if you have done something. You are not committing it. In fact, you are doing exactly what you're supposed to do to be free. And what you're supposed to do is to increase it. Increase it. That is the area we are now. Tighten it up more. Tighten it up more. Civil disobedience. It is the most legitimate way to make your statement democratically, and that is what we are doing. So why would anybody make you look as if you are committing a crime? That is always their strategy. They will make it seem as if you are doing something wrong. But I bet you, today, I thank Chukwu Okekabia for the kind of leaders he gave us. He gave us our Supreme Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, a man of his word. Very, very consistent. A man that knows what is what. A man that is willing and ready to make the sacrifice, including the ultimate sacrifice for his own people. And he laid a very solid foundation. And today, we are building on that foundation. His disciple, the dragon, is today standing on that foundation, building and laying, putting more heap of sands on that foundation and building a beautiful edifice on that foundation. And with such strong foundation, nothing, no hurricane will bring him down. No hurricane will bring him down. And you saw the warning yesterday for those who are taking his name to native doctor, more especially Kanu white lawyer. I hope he can learn his lesson. I just pray he gets the advice, because if he doesn't get the advice, you know, our prime minister, he will always tell you beforehand. That is one thing with him. Before our prime minister will unleash things on you or will talk against you, he will first of all warn you and give you an open door of repentance. When you refuse and the God of land come after you, there will be no hiding place. The Karawat lawyer have been warned to desist from taking the name of our prime minister to a native doctor. That the very any minute, any day he makes that move again, that will be his end. And that is how it is. The way he said it on that hallowed platform, Chukwu Okabama have signed it. That is where it is. It doesn't matter what you think. You see, some of us are not paying attention. Before Mazi Simon Ekpa started the in-depth exposition and warfare in this very struggle, if you have watched him, that very platform where you see him sit and talk to Biafra people was purified and sanctified. He purified it with prayer. He purified it with prayer, strong prayers. Some of us were watching him when he was doing it, but we didn't know. Did you remember? There was a time our prime minister was conducting a full day Sunday service in that very platform. He is a Christian. If he had been a Muslim, he would be praying in a Muslim way. If he had been a traditionalist, he would pray in a traditional way. But he is a Christian. And in that platform, he sanctified it with the belief he had. He prayed and prayed earnestly to Chukwu Okabama before ever he engaged. That is why any pronunciation he makes there, don't joke with it. And I tell people, even when he is laughing, whatever he tells you, take it serious. Even when he is joking, whatever he tells you, take it serious. If you play a game with whatever Mazi Simon Ekpa says, at your own risk, you are only risking yourself. Today, being the third day of this sit at home, if you have not started or you are thinking of withdrawing, you better don't think about that. If you have not joined, start now. Join the sit at home. Biafra land will be under lock and key, and there will be no going back. It doesn't matter wherever you are coming from. It doesn't matter what you believe. It doesn't matter what you think. It doesn't matter the angle you are coming from. We will continue to lock down Biafra land until we get what we want. Are we doing the right thing? Absolutely, we are doing the right thing. Do not allow anybody to blackmail you. The blackmailers will come. When they will come and tell you, oh, you are doing this, don't mind them. And for you to know that they are getting the hit, for you to know that they are feeling the heat, you saw the man in the creek. The last video that the man in the creek made, you saw it, where he was calling and asking that the government should allow the Igbos to go. You saw it. He didn't make that video with ordinary eyes. He made that video out of pressure. He has challenged his God. And I bet you, his head is hot. Wherever that man in the creek is, wherever he is not himself again. When you watch that last video, he didn't just make that video because he wanted to do it. He's under pressure, calling for the Igbos to go. But let me tell you, I just wish, don't say that he's not somebody that has an influence. He has no influence anywhere. He has no influence anywhere. He's talking that he's going to get about 1 million signatures. If you want 10 million signatures, we can get 10 million signatures in a twinkle of an eye. He's talking about 1 million signatures. We can get 10 million signatures, 20 million signatures in days. He's talking about 1 million signatures. And he's talking about letting the Igbos go. Talking about the 5 states. That is how uninformed they are. And that is how their brain is. In everything they say, there will always be an atom of lies. He's talking about 5 states of the Igbo state. Igbos are not only in 5 states. The Igbo-speaking Biafrans are in 12 states. 12 states. That's where we are. And the right call he should be making is a referendum. Because he made a statement and he said Igbos should go and anybody that wants to join them. How are you going to get the people who want to join them? It is referendum. It's just a simple thing. We don't want the issue of, oh, let them go, oh, you're rushing. We don't want to rush it. We don't want to force anybody. We don't want to see in a situation where you say, these people are forced. Conduct a referendum. Let him continue to campaign on referendum. Don't say, the Senate do this, go to the Senate and read. You are telling us to go to the Senate. This man in the creek, his own sister was in the Senate. I think she's still in the Senate. Why don't he talk to his sister privately to raise the motion in the Senate? This pig in the creek has his sister in the Senate. He had the sister. I don't know whether she is back or she has moved out there. Even if she has moved out, he has connection. Why don't he sponsor somebody to raise that bill? This is one of their scams. Even when he knows that whatever you bring to the Senate, if you bring any bill, it will be voted. A vote will be casted. In any bill you throw to the Senate, there will be a vote. There's no way you throw something on the Senate without being voted. And once you bring it there to vote, of course, they're going to turn it out. They're going to throw it out. If he is genuine in his statement, what he should be asking for, referendum. That referendum that Mazi Nnamdi can ask for, settle this. The most legitimate and democratic way for people to get their right. It is not a force. Referendum. Every individual in the old Southeastern region, including his own village, will come and make a choice on that referendum. Because he made a statement and he said, the Igbos and anybody that wants to join them should join them. That statement he made. It's a very strong statement. The Igbos should go and anybody that wants to join them should join them. And I'm telling you, there are people, even in his own household, among his family members, that are going to join the Biafra people. So, the alternative becomes referendum. Let referendum be conducted. Conduct a referendum. Let the people in the old Southeastern region make their choice what they want. And our Prime Minister of Biafra government desire, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, our spring leader, have already said it. That after the referendum, if the Biafran people chose that they want to remain in the Zoological Republic, who are we? We can't stop them. You can't say no. The will of the people will take over. Whatever they decide, so be it. Why is it difficult for a referendum to be conducted? He should be sincere to himself. Now he has gone to Asorok. He has access to Asorok. He has access to Turubu. And many of the fellow criminals that he has access to. Since he is wielding influence, he cannot be arrested. He can say anything and go scot-free. Go genuinely and let there be a referendum. Let there be a referendum. Don't tell me you go to Senate. Let there be a referendum. Conduct a referendum. It has been done before. It has been done before. Don't tell me there is no referendum in their constitution or whatever. It has been done before. Even if it has not been done before, there are ways to do it. There are ways to do it. And it will be conducted. People will make their choice. People will make their choice. If you don't know what to do, there's something called the law of necessity. Nigerians practice what is called the law of necessity. The law of necessity will make a way for you to conduct a referendum at any point in time. It will make a way to conduct referendum at any point in time without going to the Senate or whatever. The law of necessity. They have done it during the time of Goodluck Jonathan. They did it. That was what brought Goodluck Jonathan to power when they were trying to force their own person inside in the power after the death of Umar Dua. It was that same law of necessity they used. They have used it on several occasions. Use it and put referendum for Biafran people. As simple as that. Call your Tinubu and advise him. Let him put it. Just as I said, we are not begging, neither are we asking you to dash anything to us. Democratically conduct a referendum. So that at the end of the day, you will not say you did anybody any favor. Or you will not say that the Biafran will force you to join themselves. Or will not begin to have arguments, the boundary or not boundary. Conduct a referendum. The people will make their choice where they want to belong. to show you how uninformed the man in the creek is. Very uninformed. He is part of the people who are thinking that the Biafra land is landlocked. Our land is not landlocked. In fact, the Biafra people, we have the deepest part of the ocean. We have the closest, deepest part of the ocean in our land. In our own land, we are very close, and our own place is much more deeper into the ocean than any other place. In the inside of Biafran side, we don't even need to dredge any place. We will just construct our seaport. And he was talking about passing through their area, passing. This is a clown talking. A clown talking because he's not informed. Let them be bold enough to give it to us. Let them be bold enough to give it to us and see what will happen. It doesn't matter what they say. It doesn't matter what they do. We will continue to push forward for our independent state. As we are getting in this seat at home, we will continue the seat at home until the last day. We will push it until the last day. No matter their blackmail and propaganda, no matter their... I know they will never go with the fight. I say they will never ever go with the fight. Ifa Yoruba and the man in the creek will never go without a fight. They will always put up a fight, but they are going to lose. Woefully. They will lose woefully. The only place I'm worried is about Biafran people. Some of us that are stubborn, that you will not hear. Some Biafran people that will not hear, they will tell you, sit at home for your own sake. You will not sit at home. You still want to make yourself available so that they can use you to blackmail the Biafran people. It is so sad. Why we are warning that do not make yourself available to be used to blackmail Biafran people. Asare Dokubo is at loose. He is willing and ready at any time to take life. That is what he signed up for. You have seen him make a threat in the video. You have seen him speaking of how he has decimated the ESN. And he's going to go after the Biafra Liberation Army. All these are black. The people they are calling ESN are not members of ESN. Every time you see them, either they go and kill innocent people, take the life of court group, gather them together, and they use the flag of Biafra and put there. This is what Hope Uzodinma have been doing with Asere Dokubo in Imo State. This is what Asere Dokubo have been doing with the help of Hope Uzodinma in Imo State. Taking the life of... We have seen videos, several videos, confessions coming right, left, and center. That was why they went to where people were doing wedding and they opened fire. And they took life of people. And they called themselves people back. Now you see why the whole Biafran state we are protesting. That they do not want a Bubago. All this, where have you seen such a thing? That the whole people will come out and protest. Say, we do not want this thing. We don't want, it's not favorable. And yet they are being forced to embrace it. They are being forced. And some criminals that doesn't have anything to do, that have been looking either a means to attack somebody, their enemy, or a means to be relevant, they went and joined their so-called Bobaga, which most of them are even Fulanese. Some people, the so-called Asare boys, they are Sawana boys, and they come into Biafra land. And you have seen their footprints everywhere. Everywhere they go, their footprint is burning houses, burning properties of Biafra people. What have houses and property got to do with what they are doing? And what crime has those people you are burning their house? What crime have they committed? The law of the Zoological Republic said that an accused is presumed innocent until proven otherwise. An accused person is presumed innocent until proven otherwise. This is what the law of the Zoological Republic says. In that same contraption, you see them going after innocent people without their consent, without going through the law. They burn their houses, destroy their properties, take lives without any proper procedure, and nobody is talking. Those that call themselves lawmakers, they support it. The Ohanese Igbo, the worst of all the elites in Biafra land, they shut up their mouth. All of a sudden, what we have in Biafra land has become a bunch of cowards, more especially in Igbo land. Every single one of them that is parading himself as a traditional ruler, parading himself as a lawmaker, parading himself as whatever, these are all bunch of clowns from different angles. Yeah, welcome, my beloved brother Maxwell. I can see you. Thank you so much. It's been a long time. Thank you so much, Maxwell. Good to see you. It's a pity I've not been able to reach you all this way, but I will try to reach out to you. Thank you so much, my beloved brother Maxwell. I can see you there. So as I was saying, every one of us, wherever you are today, please, I beg you in the name of Chukwu, continue to put your hands together. Continue to put your hands together. Be at work. Don't allow any distraction to capture you. And please, whatever video you see and you are not sure of it, do not share it. I beg you in the name of Chukwu. More especially those that are causing mayhem. And they will post it, they will tell you that Simon Ekpa boys. I don't want to hear Simon Ekpa boys. If our ESN or the Biafra Liberation Army are out, our Prime Minister will announce it by himself. He will. Every of these, they are blackmail that you are seeing. That Simon Ekpa is enforcing, he's sending his boy. Oh, they are doing this. Forget all those gara. We have seen it before. We have seen this blackmail before. We have seen it again and again. And the blackmail is flying because some of us are happy to promote it. Some of us you are not even patient to wait and hear from our Prime Minister before you begin to shout. This was the same way they nailed IPOB with unknown gunmen. During the time of unknown gunmen, each time unknown gunmen make their operation, people will share the video, will say, oh, amen, they will be shouting and hailing them. But you had Mazi Nnamdi Kanu come out several times and say, I do not know these people. I don't have control over them. I don't command them. As long as they are fighting the same enemy we are fighting, we have no problem with them. Unless they come after us, we come after them. But as long as they're not coming after us, we don't have anything with them. That was the statement of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And we forgot it. We allow these people to pin that thing on Biafra, and then before you know it, they begin to say it is a IPOB. And in most cases, you have seen members of DSS that were caught on crossfire as unknown gunmen. Unknown gunmen had a crossfire with the police. They shot and they found somebody, opened his pocket, and they saw ID card of DSS. Among the unknown gunmen that were shot, we have seen Fulanis. We have seen them on videos. As if that is not enough, the idiot in Imo State today that is taking life for innocent people. When they invaded the prison in Imo State, the governor himself came out and made an announcement and he said, these people are not IPOB members. A confession he made by his own man that these people are not IPOB members. Maybe then he didn't know the mission yet. Then he didn't know his mission yet. And by the way, the spirit of Biafra is so strong. It's so strong that when he wants to throw you out, you wouldn't know when you are confessing. The spirit of Biafra is so strong that when he wants to throw you out, you have no place to hide. Look at Asere Dokubo today singing. Look at Asere Dokubo, how confused he is. All this while, do you know that Muhammadu Buhari employed Asere Dokubo? You never knew. Did you know all this while that Asere Dokubo was the one responsible for the insecurity in Biafra and taking lives all this while? You didn't know. You were blaming the IPOB. You were blaming Mazi Simon Ekpa. You were looking the right direction. But when the time was mature, Chukwuka made him to confess with his own mouth. Confess the man that he got a contract with Muhammad Buhari, whom he has been pretending and shouting for us. Telling us how he hated Muhammad Buhari. Telling us how he hated him. And today, finally, they brought him to Asoro. And he opened his mouth and said it. Confess everything he has been doing against the Igbo Biafrans. And if you think it's just only the Igbo Biafrans, do you know how many Ijo youths he has wasted? Do you know how many other Biafrans, other tribes he has wasted, including his own Ijo people? Do you know? You wouldn't know. Your hatred will not let you know. Your envy and jealousy will not let you know. You saw him come in the open and make a threat and tell you what he's doing and boasted that nobody's going to arrest him. But when we say it, people take it as a blackmail and propaganda because we are speaking on conventional media. Because we are speaking on conventional media, people think we're making it up. Now you know why he has all the boldness he has. Every time he will come online, he'll be shouting Buhari, Buhari, Buhari. You think he's with you. You don't know that he's on contract. He will be shouting. You'll be wondering, why is this man? But they say Buhari is a hard man. Why is this man? Why is Buhari not going after this man? Why is Buhari not going after this man? They're talking about Biafra openly. Why is Buhari not arresting this man? Now you know better. It was all a planned game. It was all a jihadist game against the Biafra people. And our supreme leader, Mazi Nnamdi, saw this. He saw this. He saw this when they pushed him. He first of all came with supporting of Biafra. And he wanted to conclude to Mazi Nnamdi. When he wanted to unleash his mission, to engage Mazi Nnamdi, corrupt Mazi Nnamdi, make Mazi Nnamdi take a bribe, Mazi Nnamdi told him, no. What I'm here for is the freedom of the people. I'm not here for money. He wanted Mazi Nnamdi to get involved with negotiation of money. Mazi Nnamdi said, I don't negotiate with anybody. All I want is the freedom of my people. Anything that's not going to bring the freedom of my people, I'm not interested. When he saw that he cannot be able to convince Mazi Nnamdi, he took an offense. He began to attack him. And he went into a full contract with the Zoological Republic on the kingdom of Mazi Nnamdi. And today, here are we. Here are we today. He can no longer hide. He has been busted open. But I tell you, in the era of our Prime Minister of Biafra government in exile, in the era of government in exile and de facto government, he will be smoked out. Just watch and see what is going to happen. That man in the creek, he has already condemned himself. You see him boasting. Every one of you today is watching him. Every one of you in that Zoological Republic, you are seeing him boasting on how he's going to engage the Biafra government in exile. You are hearing him boasting how he's going to engage the ESN, how he's going to engage the Biafra Liberation Army. You are hearing him boasting how he will engage the Biafra Liberation Army. You are not saying anything. You are not saying anything. The whole world is watching. This man is saying openly how he'll engage the Biafra Liberation Army. The day you will see his head rolling on the ground, don't talk. The day you will see his head rolling on the ground, do not talk. Don't issue any statement. The same way you are silent today now, he's bragging. He's bragging. I am going to face them. I'm going to wipe them away. I'm going to. The very day you will see his head rolling on the ground, which is going to happen very soon. It is going to happen very, very soon. Very soon. Sooner than you expect. He cannot be invisible to the Biafran people. Chukwu Okeke have already handed him over to us. We are waiting for the right time. That he's not sleeping in his house will not save him. If you like, let him go and sleep in the air. That he doesn't pour water in his head will not save him. He has already sworn. The day you are going to see his head rolling on the ground, do not talk. Do not talk. You are seeing him now today declaring war against the Biafran Liberation Army, against the ESN. He has condemned himself. Whatever prayer and such has choose, so be it upon him. I have said it. So let's watch and see. As for we, the Biafran people, the time is right for us to go home. And any place you are on the planet Earth, a Biafran, prepare to go home. No amount of blackmail, no amount of distortion, no amount of obstruction, no amount of envy and jealousy can stop the movement. It cannot. The more you attack us, the more you make us go fire. The more you attack us, the more you make us go far, faster ahead. And I thank Chukwu Okeke for our Prime Minister of Biafra Republic of Exile. He has set the space. He has already distinguished himself. He has made it clear and distinguished himself. He doesn't need anybody to promote him. His work is promoting him. His statements are promoting him. His job is promoting him. And the whole world is listening to him. They know that today, Biafra is not a joke. And some of you who are still thinking that we are starting, I told you, and we have always said it, that you are going to sleep in Nigeria and you wake up in Biafra. In 2023, it is going to happen before your own very eyes. You see events playing out. You see events playing out. You don't know what is coming. My concern is my own people. I say it and say it again. My concern is my brothers and sisters in Biafra land. Listen to instructions. That is all we want from you. That is all we want for you. For the people who are abroad, they are going to sponsor financially to make sure that things are done. You that is in Biafra land, obey simple instruction. Play your own role. Already you are doing very well. You are doing marvelously well. But for those who have not yet keyed in, if you are in Biafra land, I beg you in the name of Chukwu Kabiama, all you have to do is to obey simple instruction. Obedience is better than sacrifice. And if you are living abroad, a Biafran, and you are not yet making your contribution, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Let your envy continue to hold you. Let your wickedness continue to consume you. If you are living abroad and you are not yet making a contribution into this very struggle, either financial contribution or otherwise, more especially financial contribution, because in all these things we are talking about, you cannot do it without finance. Some of you will come online and say, oh, let's face them, let's attack them, let's do this, let's do that. You can't do those things without money. You cannot protect your territory effectively without money. The self-defense that have been activated today consumes money on daily basis. When you are telling Mazi to engage on full engagement, if he goes on full engagement, are you going to sponsor it? Can you be able to sponsor it? It needs sponsorship. And I tell you, every dime you commit in this struggle today is accountable to. You don't even need to ask Mazi what has he done for it. You will look, just all you have to do is to sit back and observe from 2 years plus now that Mazi was kidnapped. Check the successes that have been made. After you come with your true mind, sincere mind, and look through, you have no reason to doubt Mazi. You see that he has even committed his own money, time, energy, and life. Today, what he has achieved is what people we are stealing money from Mazi to achieve. What people we are taking money from, millions, we are taking millions from Mazi to pursue. Mazi got it with nothing. He got it with nothing. Mazi did every single thing he's supposed to do. He did everything humanly possible. And I bet you, I always respect Mazi and I will continue to respect him and hail him. When you look at the group of miscreants, the group of criminals, saboteurs that Mazi was able to manage for for more than a decade, you have every reason to respect Mazi. You think it's easy? You think it's easy to manage this group of clowns? Who among us can be able to manage this group of criminals and clowns for more than a decade? For more than a decade, in the midst of this evil men, still you were able to lay a strong foundation that can lead into Biafra. In the midst of all these wicked people, blackmailers, backstabbers, liars, everywhere, right, left, and center, Mazi single-handedly on his own made every success he made for more than a decade up to this level. You think it's easy? If you have the kind of distraction, attacks, blackmail, propaganda that was pushed against Mazi, you cannot last more than a month. But Mazi defeated them all from A to Z. He stood his ground. And he was able to conquer until he laid a solid foundation on which you and I are standing today. And he didn't stop there. Chukwu Okike, seeing that he has done a lot, called him and gave him the new dimension in person of Mazi Simon Ekpa. Chukwu Okike handed him over the new dimension through Mazi Simon Ekpa. And when he saw it in Revelation, he was not envious of it. He did not say, oh, why will you be him? Oh, I won't do it. He was not suspicious. He was never suspicious. He embraced it with his whole heart. He didn't only embrace it, he anointed it. And told us to follow him. shared his video, and told us openly before the whole world that this man you are seeing is bringing a new dimension to the struggle. And the moment he was kidnapped, the very first person he remembered to mention his name was the same person. He told him, go and pilot the affairs of the people until I join you back. And today, you can see the exploit that Mazi Samuel will make it. Following the same foundation that Mazi Nnamdi have led. The only difference today is that Mazi Samuel cannot tolerate you as long as if he senses you, if your face looks like a saboteur, you are gone. And you heard Mazi Nnamdi made his own declaration that he will never disappoint us. It is only we that will disappoint him. And he has never ever disappointed us. And he said it is there Biafra on that. In the case of Mazi Samuel, he said, I will never disappoint you. And if you disappoint me, you cannot succeed. If you make an attempt to, and that is what is happening today. Every one of them that have made any move to disappoint him, those that he started this very movie, from the very moment autopilot was enacted, every one of them that started with him, that began to look at his leg as if the leg now is like an animal to shoot. Every one of them, he has walked away from them. He doesn't spare them. He have thrown every one of them to the dustbin. You can't stop him. And they didn't succeed. Every one of them that have taken a contract to come and distract him, they could not succeed. Including the Karawite lawyer. Today, the Karawite lawyer have been sent exile completely. We are in his last minute. And the last chance has been given to him. If he makes any attempt of taking the name of Mazi Samuel to any native doctor, he is gone. Some of you will think it's a joke. You see, one thing with us is that we don't pay attention on the person we are dealing with. If you want to know Mazi Samuel, go and check every battle he has fought and the people he has fought. Go and look at them today. How are they faring? Those of them that are still alive, those of them that are still available online, go and check how are they faring. And after that, then you will now come back and straighten your head and your mind on how to listen to him. The 7 days sit at home is a compulsory thing. We are going to continue to lock down Biafra land until it is completed. And I bet you, Biafran people are engaging in that sit at home. Do not bother about the blackmail. Do not bother about the propaganda. They will come. They will come. Whatever you do not hear from Biafra, the public government in exile media, whatever you did not hear from Mazi Samuel doesn't exist. Do not believe it. It doesn't matter who they say. Even if they show you somebody acting, that's something that favor you. Is look at what is doing for you. Do not claim it. Wait until you hear from our Prime Minister or you hear from Biafra Republic Government in exile media. Except you hear from them, do not claim anything that you did not do. Don't bring problem to yourself. The only thing you have to do is to continue to play your own role. Support the sit at home. If you are in Biafra land, sit at home until that days are complete. It is going to save you, keep you safe, and watch what is going to happen. We are now walking into Biafra majestically. The states of Biafra is being unleashed. Our inauguration of the headquarters in the United States will be done on 28th. Inauguration in the homeland, the federal government will be inaugurated. After that, watch out and see the defense of Biafra land and the declaration. The template is very clear and open, and our Prime Minister doesn't hide it because he knows what he's doing. Because Chukwu Okukarimo told him to talk about it. You can't stop it. You cannot. 1 million of you cannot stop it. You're wasting your time. And if you try to stand on the way of the Biafran people, we will crush you. We will not spare you, we will crush you. As for all the men in the creek, the man in the creek, the pig, and Ifanyoba, they have signed their own death warrant. And whatever happens to them, they will be responsible for it. Now they are challenging their gods. Nobody's talking. They have thrown the challenge. Whatever they see, they should take it. Nobody should blame anybody for what happens to them going forward. I appreciate everybody that has joined me on this very broadcast. If you are joining from Biafra land, my special thanks go to you. Please continue to stand your ground. We are going home. May Chukwu Okikabima continue to guide and protect every Biafran all over the world. May Chukwu Okikabima guide and protect everyone that is genuinely seeking for freedom, regardless where you are speaking from. Whether you are a Christian, a Muslim, whatever religion you are, whatever tribe you are, whatever thing you believe, and you are genuinely seeking for freedom, you will see freedom in your lifetime. May Chukwu Okikabima guide and protect the ESN, Guide and protect the Biafran Liberation Army. Guide and protect all those who are genuinely seeking for freedom. Guide and protect all our media warriors. Biafra Republic Government in Exile media warriors, wherever they are. May Chukwu come and guide and protect them. May Chukwu come and guide and protect all the members of Umuada. May Chukwu come and guide and protect the leader of Umuada and our defense minister, Honorable Azuka Charles Nwankwo. May Chukwu come and guide and protect her, secure her and give her more wisdom, knowledge and understanding and protect her family. May Chukwu come and guide and protect the BNL and their leaders. May Chukwu come and guide and protect all the members of the cabinet of Biafra Republic Government in Exile. May Chukwu come and guide and protect them, give them more wisdom, knowledge and understanding. May Chukwu come and guide and protect our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. Wherever he is at this moment, we pray that Chukwu will continue to carry him like an egg. May Chukwu build a wall of fire around him that no weapon of the enemy, spiritually and physically, shall penetrate him. May Chukwu continue to guide and protect our supreme leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Wherever he is, we commit Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the hand of Chukwu for divine protection, for divine revelation, for divine healing, for divine upliftment, for long life and prosperity. May Chukwu continue to be with him. Everything that is not right in his body, every illness in his body, let Chukwu send angels, doctors, spiritually to begin to minister to him right now. We decree for long life in the life of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He is going to grow old in our midst, and we will celebrate him. He is going to raise our flag. We will stand and celebrate him. He will live and see his children. No evil shall befall him. I appreciate everyone that have joined us on this broadcast. If you have not shared this platform, please kindly share this broadcast. I broadcast every day in the morning hours. You can join me on daily basis. You can equally join me on my Facebook page, King David Exploit Expose. I broadcast there every evening. I also stream my programs on Chooks for Survival, on my page, Chooks for Survival. You can also get me on Revolutionary News. These are places you can find me. We have all these channels so that when we lose one, we go to the other. That is why we are having those channels. It is not for anything, because you know the trials we are facing here. They can lock us up anytime. They can be able to shut us down anytime. They can close our channel anytime. That is why we have numerous places where you can find us. If you don't find us here, you'll find us in other places. So connect us on this very platform. Make sure you subscribe and follow up. Make sure you follow us on King David Exploits Expose. Make sure you also follow us on Chooks for Survival page. All these places are places you're going to find us. Make sure you find also in Revolutionary News. Yeah, you see us doing exploit also. I appreciate every one of you who have been patient up to this very moment. I say, no weapon formed or fashioned against us shall prosper. No weapon formed or fashioned against our Prime Minister shall prosper. No weapon formed or fashioned against our Supreme Leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, shall prosper. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you all for being with me from the beginning of this message up to this time. Thank you so much and stay blessed. See you again. Remember blessed. Bye-bye.